In Ventnor City, New Jersey, and Washington, D.C. And this is news that you can use from CarEdge for Thursday, December 14th, with your hosts, me, Ray, and, well, the guy with the funky hair today, Mr. Zach. How are you today, handsome? And good to have you back.
I'm doing great, Pops. Happy Thursday to you. Let's jump right into it, Dad. Shady car dealers, they are not excited today, man. And the reason they are not excited, because the FTC announced their CARS. Nifty what they did. Their CARS rule to fight scams and vehicle shopping, Dad. The Combating Auto Retail Scams rule, which we've been talking about since a year ago, 2 years ago. It's been a while.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah. Targets bait and switch tactics, junk fees, includes clear protections for military members who are frequent targets of vehicle scams. Dad, today's a bad day to be a shady car dealer, isn't it?
No, not at all. But it will be a bad day to be a shady car dealer July 30th, 2024, because that Sonny boy is when those rules actually go into effect. So you can expect all the bad shady car dealers to be continuing every one of their bad shady practices up till, I don't know, 12 a.m. On July 29th.
Yeah, so we've got a couple more months, folks, of shady car dealer practices. But then supposedly that the FTC is really going to come down strongly here on these practices. I mean, they've made it very clear. We'll look through some of the documents. Here, actually, let me pull it up right now. They've got a nice infographic, Dad. Combating auto retail scams, the FTC's CARS rule protects consumers and benefits honest dealers. Here's how. Number one, prohibits misrepresentation about material information. The CARS rule makes it illegal for a dealer to make misrepresentations about certain topics that would affect a consumer's buying or leasing choices. Deceptive claims about price, financing, or add-ons are a few examples. Have we ever heard of this, Pops?
In the 9,000 years of the automobile business, no, it's never happened once where there was unusual pricing. I'm going to sneeze, by the way.
So, folks, frequently what will happen, I mean, we saw this especially during the pandemic, was the price of the car would change if you finance through the dealership or if you don't. Like, that's an example of a misrepresentation. No, the price of the car is the price of the car. That doesn't change anything. We also saw frequent examples of the price of the car is one thing, but then you go to the dealership and the price of the car is the same. However, you have to get the extended warranty. This is another example of those would be, I mean, they're explicitly saying here, those are illegal. That would be illegal in this, Dad.
Yeah,
you see in the next one, yeah.
I was going to say, and well, they won't be able to charge you $499 for the nitrogen tire fill anymore because, well, that has been deemed a worthless add-on. So, yeah, there's may I say before we dig too deeply in this, and I said it yesterday, this is all wonderful, but it means nothing if there is no enforcement. So let's hope that between now and then they can put together the sheriff's team of CARS people to actually enforce these rules and regulations and scare the poopy out of those bad shady dealers.
Now, Dad, we were just talking about it. So the dealers have to clearly disclose the offering price, the actual price anyone can pay to get the car, excluding only required government charges. Before they visit the dealership and throughout the transaction, consumers have the right to know the, quote, drive off the lot price. Wonder where they got that from. If a dealer mentions optional add-ons, the dealer has to tell the consumer they can say no. And if discussing a monthly payment, the dealer has to tell the consumer the total payment. Look at this, man. Look, I mean, wait a second, folks. Wait a second. This is truly what we've been preaching for years through our work. 4 years we've been preaching this, Dad. That is literally like textbook what we preach.
Well, maybe we should sue the FTC for stealing what we preach. You know,
I mean, that's good stuff, man.
No, it's all, it's all legitimate stuff. What's the out the door price? What's it going to cost me actually to finance the vehicle, including all down payments and interest charges? Yeah, these are bits of information that people need so that they can fully understand what they are committing themselves to. Now, just because that information is going to be forced to be made available to people, it doesn't mean all people can digest that information in the same way. Some people are going to look at it and go, I don't know, I like the monthly payment. Boom, I don't care about the rest.
Yeah.
Okay. And other people are going to look at it and question some of the things, which is the rationale behind it.
Totally, totally. Let's keep going through these, Dad, and then I want to talk
Yes.
about potential enforcement. We've got, Dad, number 3, makes it illegal for dealers to charge consumers for add-ons that don't provide benefit. Under the CARS rule, if the consumer won't benefit from the add-on product or service, the dealer can't charge for it. So you mentioned nitrogen tire fees as an example. There are other examples, like, for example, if the lease you're getting already has gap insurance provided by the lease company, you shouldn't be sold another lease protection,
Yeah.
a gap policy.
Yes, that would be a good one. There are any number of things like they shouldn't be able to charge for window etch because, well, police departments and insurance companies will tell you it is worthless. Well, if they'll tell you it's worthless, my guess is it's really worthless. I know for a fact it's really worthless, but that's besides the point.
Fourth and final one, and then I want to dig into some of the fine print. Number 4 requires dealers to get consumers express informed consent before charging them for anything. That means no surprise fees or hidden charges. Dealers must get buyers clear and informed yes to what they are buying and how much they are being charged. Now, remember, folks, the National Automobile Dealers Association commissioned a study, and they said that this was going to end up costing the industry, millions
Billion.
of dollars or billions of dollars. I mean, huge, all sorts of crap, right? This is ultimately for honest dealers going to just make life even simpler for them. This is how they're already operating and should make buying a car for us as consumers even better. And Dad, I'm going to go all the way down here. Let me share this back on the screen. There are pages and pages of documentation. Okay, so this is a lot of information, but I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. They do
Yeah.
a great job in this. Where is it? Yeah, in the glossary here. We finally have a definition for like what a price of a car is. Offering
Okay.
price means the full cash price for which a dealer will sell or finance the vehicle to any consumer, provided that the dealer may exclude only required government charges. So my question to you, Dad, is are we going to see kind of like a cleanup act in the online advertising space of cars? Like they have to now show the offering price. They have to show what the actual price of the thing is. So I'm curious, what's your thinking, Dad? Is this actually going to make any change in the industry, or will there not be enforcement? What do you think?
Well, until there is enforcement, I don't know. I think there will be dealers that will still circumvent the guidelines as set up by the FTC. If every dealer actually did this to the letter of the regulations, then you probably don't need Car Gurus or Cars.com. You just need a dealer's website and the listing price of the car, because that is what it is. Um, I hate to say this, you might not even need CarEdge at that point, but we shall see. It doesn't mean that you still can't negotiate the price of the vehicle, even though they're telling you what they would like to sell it for.
Totally. I think
Yes.
you make a really fair point, though, Dad. Like services like ours or the other websites become obsolete if the price is actually the price. Like that, this is a step in the right direction in terms of, I don't know, bringing efficiency to the market, a market that desperately needs it. That's why my question to you is, do you think we'll actually see enforcement of it? That's where I go a little, maybe, maybe.
I am sure initially there will be some enforcement. My guess is within the first 6 or 7 months, just to scare the dealers that aren't complying, to scare them into complying. Um,
Yeah,
the whole thing is everything that we've talked about for the 4 years that we've been doing it. And I hate to say this, but I think the 4 years that we've been doing it is our anniversary tomorrow, on the 15th.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but all we've talked about for 4 years, well, we've talked about a lot of stuff, but the main thrust of what we've talked about is transparency. and that there is no reason why there cannot be transparency when it comes to the pricing of vehicles. Um, if one dealer's price is slightly higher than another dealer's price, then it's up to the dealer with the higher price to give the consumers rationale for why their price is higher. Maybe the rationale is that anytime you bring your car in for service, you get a complimentary loaner car. And that is something that's not offered at the other dealership. I mean, I don't know what the reasons are that they would be higher, but there could be legitimate reasons because there could be legitimate benefits. Uh, it is.
Yeah, but
It,
I will stop you there, Dad. Cars are commodities. Cars are
yeah.
commodities. They should have a price, and
Yes.
people should be able to buy them, and it shouldn't be some convoluted, crazy ass experience. And I think the FTC rules, they are pushing in that direction. A car is a commodity. It has a price. Get rid of the games. I want to just show you one more thing
Well, yeah,
from
I
yeah.
agree with what you're saying. Okay, but the problem is they are not a price fixed commodity in that they only have suggested retail selling prices from the manufacturers, which are not actual selling prices from the manufacturers. So there can be reasons to differentiate between dealerships.
Yeah,
Just
those
saying.
reasons, Dad, are
Yeah.
marketing BS. Like I hate to call a spade, Dad. The car is the same freaking car. If you got the same year, make, model, trim in the state of Texas, and you got the same year, make, model, trim, same colors, same options, same features, all came from the same Kia manufacturer, and
Yes.
one is sold in Texas for X price, and one is sold in Wyoming for Y price. It should be the same doggone thing, man. The only reason it's different is because state legislature has been modified in ways where the dock fee can be higher in one state or another, or quite frankly, because all these things that the FTC is now trying to protect against, all this stuff has
Yes.
just been manipulated either through marketing or through legislation. Like cars are just a freaking box of metal that should have a price on them. And the FTC is pushing us in that direction, which is good, Dad. It
I
will force dealers to try and flex their muscle and say, but we give you the Jane Doe advantage, and that's why you should pay an extra 500. More power to you, Jane Doe dealership. But like,
I
it's a
I
commodity.
I get exactly what you're saying, but it's not Kohl's. It's not Target. The stuff isn't the same price everywhere as it would be at a Target or a Kohl's.
Why
And
not
that's
though, Dad?
well, because the manufacturer doesn't control what it can be sold for. The
No, I
market
understand that.
the,
I understand that. Yeah.
the market controls what it can be sold for. Now, if the market controls that, then the transparency in pricing makes it easier for the market to determine what the fair price should be. But it these are the it's it's a different type of it's a commodity indeed, but it's different than a polo shirt being 29.99 at Kohl's, and it's 29.99 whether it's the Kohl's in Frederick, Maryland, or the Kohl's in Baltimore, Maryland. It doesn't matter. But on cars, it's not set up like that. It could be. It could be. And
You
there
know
was.
who tried to do that and who's failed at it?
Yeah, sure. Share with me.
Ford and their electric vehicles. So,
No,
I'm sitting here and I'm saying price
Saturn.
should be the price. And then look at Ford. It hasn't worked at all.
Yeah, but Saturn was a brand that came about, and it was strictly what the price. The price is the price. It's the same wherever at whatever Saturn dealer you want to buy it from. Now, what killed Saturn? Well, product. They couldn't keep up with the product development, and so they started producing stuff nobody wanted, and ultimately they shut it down. But it's I'm not saying it shouldn't be that way. I remember sitting with Allison at the mini dealership saying, it would be much easier to get 120 mini dealers to all agree that the price is the price and that's the way it should be. And we should make it simple because you only have to convince 120 dealer principals as opposed to, I don't know, 2,000 Ford dealer principals. So, as long as it's a commodity that is negotiable, It's never going to be the way you think it should be or the way I think it should be.
I've heard
But we're
anything that's
getting closer.
taxable is
Huh?
negotiable. I
Yeah.
heard anything that's and I guess let's be very fair here. The win for consumers and the con for shady car dealers is not price fixing by any stretch. It's enforcement of rules that bring
Yes.
transparency to the market. So, let our little debate there but go by the wayside. The FTC's rules are all about enforcing fairness and transparency for everyone involved. Should make buying a car simpler, more easy. Again, those rules, I just want to pull up Ashley's question here. So does the CARS Act, is it effective now or in 2024? July of 2024.
July 30th of 2024. If
August
you
of
say
2024.
yeah, if you want to say July, it ain't really July 30th. I mean, there is a specific date that it starts. So July 29th will be I don't know, a day of mourning for a lot of dealers out there, and for other dealers
July 29th will be
yeah,
forever remembered as Shady Car Dealer Day.
yeah, of
And
mourning.
every year we will celebrate
Yeah,
and mourn the loss of
yeah.
shady car dealers.
Yeah, and the good dealers, for them, it'll be like New Year's Eve, and they'll be setting off fireworks. So yeah, everybody's perspective is going to be slightly different.
For those of you who were with us over the past couple of years, as I'll say, advocated for these rules,
Oh, we did indeed.
go back and Google search CarEdge FTC, or it was back when we were operating as YAA. We got like national press because of it, and
Yes,
thousands of comments were left because of the community's,
yes.
involvement and willingness to speak up and say, hey, we don't want to pay BS fees. We don't want to have to deal with this crap. We want to know what the price is. And so I think in a lot of ways, I feel really proud, Dad, that these rules have passed, and to know that we, in a small way with our community, shaped what they look like in some small way. And,
I I think we brought through our community enough pressure to bear that the FTC realized there was no legitimate way for them not to institute these new rules and regulations. Um, they've got more public comment on this than on just about anything. And that was because, I mean, I remember sending you an email and saying, we need to champion this cause. This needs to become our cause. We need to do whatever we can to inspire people to write to the FTC. And by doing what we did, and hell, we were less than half of the size we are today. We still brought enough pressure to bear that the FTC had to pay attention to the public want when it came to this. And what the public wanted was for there to A, be enforcement, and B, for there to be a consistent set of rules as to how dealers should have to operate.
my dad has said this before on the channel. Everybody's got a number, and well, Robin, I have a number. Thank you. This
Wow.
you steal the show, Robin. Thank you for the incredibly kind contribution. Wow. Robin says, Pops, purchased a car yesterday because of you, Ray and Zach. I know I got a fair deal. Thanks for teaching me how to buy a car with peace of mind. That's got to make you feel really proud, Dad.
Well, yes. I mean, that's why we do what we do. It's why we claimed 4 years ago that knowledge is power. And then I amended that to say, no, it's actually applied knowledge that's power. If we give you the knowledge and you never apply it, then, well, we wasted your time and our time. There's nothing that excites me as much as somebody who feels empowered and knowledgeable enough to be able to go into a dealership and work the transaction so that it is fair for everyone. And yeah, Robin, thank you. Thank you for your kind donation. Thank you for applying the knowledge we've tried to share over the last 4 years. And congratulations on your new car.
Thank you, Robin. Really, really, really incredibly kind gesture, and we appreciate it so very much. Fly Chomper Fly earlier in the conversation, Dad. Thank you, Fly Chomper Fly. Cost of living in different areas, so some price discrepancy.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to get off my high horse of the price should be the price. It's really
the only
transparency is
and the transparency is the important thing, because let me explain to you. there are certain areas where it is virtually impossible for a dealership to be profitable. And I know you're thinking to yourself, "Oh no, these dealers all make money." I'll give you two examples that I know of. The BMW Mini Store in Manhattan is owned by BMW. Okay, because there is not a dealer in America that could operate in that market profitably. It's just too expensive. The Mercedes Benz dealership in Manhattan is factory owned because there is not a dealer operator in America that could operate in that market and make a profit. It's just so yes, there can be cost of living and issues like that. The cost of doing business in some areas is way more expensive than it is in some other areas.
I mean, Dad, there are instances where if I'm a customer, New York Metro, for example, it might make more sense to go buy the car from Ohio and have it shipped to me. I mean, we just did this for one of our
Yes.
customers recently. She was looking for a Kia Telluride. The highest or the lowest price she got offered in South Carolina, $9,000 over sticker.
Wow.
She bought it out of New York City through one of our trusted dealers at MSRP.
There you have it. What could it cost to ship it to South Carolina? $1,000 bucks.
$1,000. Yeah,
Okay,
$1,000.
so she's still $8,000 ahead.
Brad here with us. Thanks for being here, Brad. We do things completely legit, and this will be a huge blessing for us. However, the shady dealers are very, very good at finding ways around rules. They have skirted laws for years. Brad, I think you're spot on. I think
Yeah.
if anyone, like, poor folks in Florida, man, like, if anyone thinks Florida is going to be a cleaned up, like, best state to buy a car on August 1st, I just highly doubt it. There's a lot of ingrained and entrenched practices on the marketing side that are all about lead gen, lead gen, lead gen. And even though those leads are human beings like us who hate being, lied to and misled, I think it's still going to go on. But Brad, it's great that you do things legit at your group, and a lot of dealers do. Let's be very clear.
Yes.
I could have gone with today's title of all car dealers are crumbling. Not all car dealers are. Shady ones are. Shady ones are because there's a real push to do things legit, to do things the right
Yes.
way, and we got to support that with all our might and energy.
Oh, absolutely. It is what we have fought for the last 4 years. My suspicion is it's what you're going to fight for the next 40. Because Brad's right. The shady dealers will find ways to circumvent what the intent of these rules and regulations are. They will always, shady dealers will always push the envelope. Okay. And they would rather do that than embrace the rules and regulations and because they don't feel like they can compete favorably if I don't know, they have to be transparent.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
It really, really is. Yeah, it really, really is. All right, a couple more comments in the chat here, Pops, then we'll switch gears. Steven says Zach's haircut looks like he's in a Shakespearean play. Man, this haircut just keeps getting worse, man.
Yes, but the good news is
You weren't supposed to say yes. Come on.
But the good news is that your hair will continue to grow. And before you know it, maybe by March, April, May, maybe, you'll have all those wonderful flowing curls that you had prior to the butcher you saw. I think you got confused. I think you thought the sign said barber shop and it really said butcher shop. Okay.
Guys, I'm on YouTube every single day here with you. I love it. And I'm embarrassed at the same exact time. It really is not fun. My ego has taken a check. Let's go here, Dad.
But I can think back to the times when I actually had hair on my head.
Huh.
Okay, so I wouldn't complain too much. You still have a full head of hair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We've got here from Memo Dad. What average percentage off of MSRP should I ask for on a Carbon Edition CX-5, Mazda CX-5 to start negotiating? I will share this memo. We have the community forum, which is 100% free. So go check that out, caredge.com/community. And I also dropped the link to our pre-negotiated CarEdge deals with our Mazda dealer. I think if I'm not mistaken, we've got $500 under invoice price on new 2024 Mazda CX-5s. Plus Mazda has on the CX-5 0% financing up to 63 months. So Go take a look at those. Click on the link in the chat that I put in there. Use that as a starting off point. Obviously, you can purchase through us. There is no negotiating. The car gets dropped off at your door. It's very seamless. Or you can use that as negotiating leverage with another dealer if you would like. Pops, I know you're getting ready for something on your end. Before you do, I want to come here to Hoskin Matthew. Thank you for the contribution.
Thank you, Hoskin.
LA dealer has 11 Alfa Romeo Giulia. Is that the Quadrifoglio? QVs? That can't be. They can't have 11 of them. I don't know what the QV. It must be a trim in stock and advertising at up to 20% off. Is it unreasonable to go for 25%? What do you make of that, Dad?
Well, you never get what you don't ask for. Okay. So I wouldn't be afraid to ask for it. I wouldn't be shocked if I don't get it. But, they're going to say, I'm just telling you how they're going to react to it. Their answer is going to be, if we could have advertised 25% off, we would have. We advertised what we could afford to take off on the vehicle. We're not going to advertise our second best price. Okay. So will you be able to get more? I don't know. I sort of kind of doubt it, but there's only one way to find out, and that is you have to ask for it. There's the worst thing they can say is no. And then you have a decision to make. Is the 20% off enough? Is that good enough? And then, maybe you can work them for another % or two. I don't know, but yeah, take the shot. Doesn't hurt to try.
Dad, we've got the question here from Samuel. Samuel, thanks for the contribution.
Thank you.
Looking to buy a 2024 Honda Civic Touring. Found a dealer selling one at $30,000. Got one of the sales managers to email me the out the door, which comes to $30,000. Well, that must be $32,995 is my guess. My budget is $30,000 flat. What can I do? Now, this is a perfect example. Honda Civic Touring, hard car to negotiate on right now because
it's a 2024.
Yep, and it's a 2024. That out the door is with your taxes, government fees, all that fun stuff. They're not going to give you $3,000 in wiggle room on that car. If that was a Suburban, $3,000, yeah, you'd probably be able to get it off. But on this car, you're not going to be able to.
And the difference is, state fees are state fees. It's not so what can I do? You could look at the less expensive model to fit it into your $30,000 budget. That's sometimes what you have to do, is you have to take a step backwards, a step down. We all want what we want, but sometimes you just have to buy what you can afford, which is oftentimes different than what you want. Just saying.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that type of education that unfortunately has to go on there. On a vehicle like that, there's not 10% margin to work with. It just isn't.
No, unfortunately not.
Pops, I want to just let everyone know we have our end of year sale running. So if you go to caredge.com/extended warranty, this will let you know that we have $200 off on our warranty coverages. I hate to sound like a TV ad, but folks, if you're actually going to purchase one of these protection products for your vehicle, please get a quote from us before you just buy one at your local dealership. Similar coverage, a lot less price. We've got $200 off on those. Please go check that out. Or if you know someone who needs some sort of protection like that, don't get caught up in the other TV ones. Like, please, it's very easy to get a quote. Very, very simple.
Or if you want to buy one for somebody as a gift, your gift just
now I'm going to show you, Dad. Look how freaking easy this is. You want one for a Toyota? Here, we'll do the Honda Civic that gentleman was just asking about. Civic. It has no miles on it because it's brand new, and we're in New Mexico. Sure. I mean, that's pretty easy, man.
Yeah. And you get $200 off of that?
$200 off of that. And we didn't ask for any of your personal information. So just run quotes for fun, gang. I don't really care. Use it as market intelligence.
Yeah.
That we've got here from Christian. Thank you for the contribution. I think you have to dance.
There you go, buddy. I got a package stuck to my finger though.
All right, so we got a holiday gift from one of our community members. Pops, you want to cue this up?
Yes, this is from our dear friend Alex Koch in Alaska. the Alaska Sound guy. Alex was kind enough and gracious enough to send 2 packages to my address. This one is addressed to Mr. Zach Shevska, and I'm about to open the damn thing, and we'll see what it is. Alex,
do you have any clue what it is?
Huh?
Oh, also, while my dad's opening this, I'll let everyone know we're going to be doing a fundraiser live stream Saturday night over on the main CarEdge channel. So just stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing a fundraiser for Mass General Hospital. We're in the holiday spirit. So anyway, just want to make everyone aware of that. Go for it, Pops.
And this is definitely for Zach. It is the Alaska's Great Foot Race, the Mount Marathon.
Wow.
Of course, this is the 2013 edition. I don't know what might have changed in the last 10 years, but you could go and find out. So yeah, that should be an interesting book for you.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. That was incredibly kind. Maybe that's a race that'll be on my
God knows I'd be worn out just reading it. And then there was one more box from Alex.
And again, while you're opening that, so to answer Sean, so Saturday, so yes, over on, actually, we'll probably do the Saturday night show here on the Ray and Zach channel. It'll be a fundraiser show. I lost my mom, my dad's wife, to lung cancer. She passed away at Mass General Hospital. I've always donated there. Just, it feels good. So we're going to be doing a fundraiser on Saturday night. So all donations or all contributions to the channel will go to the fundraiser. For Mass General. We'll match donations that night as well. So yeah, please join us on Saturday night. It'll be fun. We'll hang out and we'll raise some money for Mass General Hospital.
Yes, we will. And this is a lovely gift bag, and it says, "Thank you for all that you do. Hope you enjoy this. Wait to open on holiday stream. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah from Alaska Sound Guy." That would still be Alex. And we're gonna open this up, maybe. Because they did such a good job of tying that bow. I don't know that I can open it.
We're going to give Pops full screen here.
Oh my goodness gracious. This is just what I've always wanted, ladies and gentlemen, for Farzad. When you said, "Hey, am I going to buy a Cybertruck?" I'm not going to buy a Cybertruck. I'm going to be gifted a Cybertruck, my friend. So thank you very much, Alex. This will have to go on display somewhere not so prominently in my apartment. No, we'll find a nice spot for this over in my office. Thank you very much, Alex. That's very sweet of you. And the only other thing you might have been able to do was get it autographed by Elon himself for me.
That's a pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That was very thoughtful, Alex. Thank you for doing that.
Yes.
Hey, in the holiday spirit, Pops. So I was up in New York yesterday in meetings. Thank you, thank you, Justice, for doing yesterday's show. It was fun to tune in while I was picking up lunch for the folks that I was meeting with. And I managed to get a holiday gift. I don't think so. I'm doing the holidays with Laura's family. And what's the thing where you do like the gifts in an exchange and like people can steal them from each other? What's that called?
I forget.
Yeah, this is truly how much of a gift giving family we are. Like, I don't know. Is that the white elephant or is it the
something like that? Yeah,
I really don't know. I'm not doing this for show.
Yeah.
So Laura told me like the max we're allowed to spend was $30, and it's going to be with all her family. I think, a great gift, and hopefully she doesn't watch. I don't think her family watches our show. So here, I'm going to show you what I got.
Oh, they have no idea what they're missing.
Dad, I stopped at the Harry Potter store. Whoops, there it is.
Oh,
and
wow.
I got Albus Dumbledore's wand.
No. What the hell? What's he going to do without it?
Exactly, man. So I feel like, usually, folks, I'm pretty bad at like holidays, and I don't know, I'm pretty bad at like anything other than work and exercise. Like that's like my identity. So I'm so proud of myself because I think I'm going to have like the most creative present.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think that's great. Yeah. And then do you get to see what it is before you decide to give it away, or do you?
I really don't know how it works. I've done this, I think, once or twice before. I think you like I don't know. I have no clue how it works. I'm really embarrassed right now because I feel like this is a very common thing that people do, and I just don't understand it.
Well, there you have it. And may I suggest for Saturday night? I don't know if it's doable,
Huh.
but could we simulcast on both channels at the same time?
Yeah, we could totally do that. And it will be
Yeah.
marked as, I'm gonna be very clear, it'll be marked as a fundraiser. I gotta figure out how to set that up, but I know YouTube
Yes.
supports that. So that way YouTube isn't making money off of it.
Yes.
Like we want
Yes.
every dollar to go towards go to
The
Mass General
charities.
Hospital that
Yes.
night. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know that Justin on the team came up with the idea of doing this, and it was my idea to do Mass General because, well, it means a lot to me and it means
Yep.
a lot to you. Um, and I don't know how much CarEdge is going to match um, donations. I know that I told Justin, and I will, people, you can start preparing now because I will match up to $1,000. So if we get $1,000 in donations, I will match that, and we will actually make a donation of $2,000. And I'm assuming, I haven't spoken to my son yet, but I'm assuming that there's going to be some type of match from CarEdge as well. And so um, it could be a very meaningful amount of money that gets donated. And
Yeah.
the sooner we can find a cure for cancer of any kind, the world would be a slightly better place. Because I don't know anybody whose life has not been touched one way or another by cancer, whether they've had it or somebody that's important to them has had it. It's just so it means a lot to me. So
Yep.
I shall
Same
leave
here.
it there. Yes.
This is let me see. Let me see. Leon says Justice should have a reverse auction on his jacket. How much will he have to pay to get someone to take it? Okay, sorry, Justice. I read that differently before I read it out loud. It would be fun to do like what's that called? Again, I'm bad with the
Yeah.
holiday stuff. Could we do like an auction where we like auction stuff off to the community and like to raise money for charity? Is that just called charity auction? That's just called charity auction. We could do that. That'd be fun too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what kind of crapola do you have from CarEdge that you could yeah, look
Yeah.
around that tiny office of yours. Um, you know,
I've got my dad's I've got my dad's sales manager thing from Mini in 2012.
yes, yes. May I say one thing? Um,
Sure.
you use that background photo, so people think that, well, Zach's got to have a decent sized office. Well, when went to see his, two of us could barely fit in his office at one time. It is so tiny. It just. But and when you told me how much you have to pay for that, I was absolutely shocked and amazed that WeWork could actually have to go bankrupt. Uh,
Yeah, you would have thought I could keep him afloat just from this
yeah.
one office. Let's
Yes.
come here, Dad, from Christian. Thank you. Best discount off of MSRP for Corolla SC 2024 in Texas. I don't think you're going to get 8% off. Let's run one really quick, Christian. Over on the CarEdge website, again, the promotion that we're running is back on extended warranties, vehicle service contracts. So that was Toyota. Was that what was the
2024 Corolla SE, I think it was.
Corolla SC? All right,
Yeah.
Corolla, and then new, and then whoops, not year and mileage. I wanted to click on trim SC. Boom. Discount unlikely. I don't think you're going to get 8%. Maybe
So you
a
could
couple hundred
you could
bucks.
yeah, you could target 8%, but I doubt that you're going to get there. And the reason that you're not going to get there is A, it's a 2024. B, there's still a relatively short supply of Toyotas. So it's going to be very difficult to get them to discount to any great degree. Now, maybe there's some incentives from Toyota directly.
Whoa, Christian says they've negotiated 6% off. I would just do that. If you actually have 6% off of MSRP, do it.
And then how are they making that 6% back? Are there dealer accessories that you must buy or dealer fees?
Yeah.
So you have to take the whole thing into consideration.
Yep, 100%, 100%. All right, folks, we will be back tomorrow. Thank you for joining us here today. Alex, thank you again for the
Thank you
kind
so
and
much,
thoughtful
Alex.
gifts. And Dad, enjoy the afternoon. I look
Yeah.
forward to spending time with you again tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And then one of these days we'll have to get that book to you, or you could come to the shore and pick it up yourself. Damn it! And then maybe we could plan a trip to Alaska as opposed to Lake Placid for next summer for the full Ironman.
Possibly.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
folks, we'll see you tomorrow. Love you, Pops.
Thank you, everybody. Love you too, handsome. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.